Hi, my name is Judy Black. I live at 1938 Woodstone Drive, and I just wanted to talk about the lawsuit that's going on. On March 14th, Mr. Lawrence Gooby, who was one of the plaintiffs in the Funk versus O'Connor lawsuit, posted a comment on the Nextdoor app writing, "City officials spending public dollars for personal defense." And he attached a PDF of the March 2017 letter to Vos, our city attorney, and Hokanen, our city manager, from plaintiff's attorney, Kildo, arguing they should not be paying attorney's fees for the defense of officials who were found guilty of OML violations. I have since learned that the letters to Vos and Hokanen have escalated to the point of threatening suit against them personally as well. But that topic is for another day. The post I'm referring to created quite a bit of response from residents, including myself, asking what was going on. Wasn't the trial over? Didn't the plaintiffs win? Didn't the defendants pay their fines and all has moved on? The answer was a resounding no. Turns out the plaintiffs, Funk et al., were not happy with the court's decision, decided to challenge the district court's findings, and filed an appeal, which was granted. I was told the defendants, O'Connor et al., were denied their appeal with no explanation. I soon found out the court had no choice but to deny the defendants, O'Connor et al., appeal because for some reason the defendant's attorney had them pay their fines and did not reserve their right to appeal. Shaking my head on that one. So comments went back and forth on the Nextdoor app online for several days with many residents asking that this end. I asked what would it take for this to end. I asked if we got a petition together to show how people felt, would that help? No answer. Then on March 16th, 2017, Mr. Tim Amundson private messaged me on the Nextdoor app, expressing how he understood my feelings and at one time was trying to negotiate a truce and settlement for the good of the city. I asked Mr. Amundson if we were to get a petition together with enough people asking the plaintiffs, now called the appellants, since this has gone to the Court of Appeals, to stop, would they? He said he doubted it, but would ask. He also mentioned that this all started when council didn't listen to them on issues in their neighborhood and that everything escalated from there. Then on March 19th, Mr. Amundson wrote back to me, and I quote, "I followed up with the mayor regarding the lawsuit. The gist of it is that you folks can get all the signatures you want. The lawsuit is moving on." Mr. Amundson also expressed that he was thinking about speaking to the council on conflicts and transparency and how he wished both parties would get out of the courts and negotiate. I agreed and said negotiations would be ideal. I also asked if he knew what it would take to drop the appeal. His answer was no hope for dropping. Even if the two sitting council members resign, they will keep going. Mr. Mayor, you of all people should be able to understand how disheartened I felt reading those comments, realizing I had no voice. The people have no voice. That you and the other plaintiffs are not stopping for anything. Isn't this the very reason all this started? Because you weren't being heard? Quite a different reality than what was promised during your campaign when the Chan villager quoted you as saying, "I care about this city, I care about transparency, and I care about meaningful public input." Mr. Mayor, your loyalty should lie with what's best for all of the people of Victoria now that you are an elected official. Isn't that why you ran for office? Isn't that why all of you ran for office? I'm not here to argue the merits of the case on either side tonight. I'm here to ask all who are involved to end this for the good of our community and the reputation of our city. I'm asking that you put your differences aside and work together to make Victoria the best city in Minnesota to live in. It can be done with your help. By the way, I realize that a petition has no legal merit in this instance. However, I believe it will make a difference when it's time to vote again. So I will be drafting that petition and asking for all parties concerned to pull this matter out of the courts and find a resolution to this matter and put an end to this dark chapter in Victoria's history. I'll check in with you next week. Thank you.
Okay.